More Tape Don't Lie. Folks, we got Richard Johnson from the Moon Crew, also Split Zone Duo, the podcast. Folks, you got to make sure you check it out. Richard, I'm not even going to waste a ton of time because we know that Trevor Lawrence is the best quarterback in the country. Not even close. Let's show people why it's not close. Look at how easy he makes this throw 50 yards.
You're just not supposed to be able to do this. I mean, it's 60 yards on a line away from the DB, exactly where it needs to be. We could talk about why there's single coverage out there anyway. This is a joke. It's so good.
Yeah, you're spot on with the 60 because he drops back a little bit more too. I'm going from the line of scrimmage, but you're right. That's a long throw. Puts it right on Cornell Powell, and Powell gets a little tripped up. Otherwise, that's a deep touchdown. But the reality is you can't single cover against a guy like Trevor Lawrence with receivers like Clemson has because they're going to beat you.
Yeah, and this is an interesting play to me when we run it because I think actually Tony Elliott sort of schemed this open, and obviously Pitt is blitzing off that left side of their defense. So it sort of becomes a thing where the play was sort of schemed open, but watch Trevor's footwork, right? The blitz comes as soon as the snap rolls. Trevor sees it and is able to set his feet after the play fake and get this off. You know, he's able to get a good platform in a situation where he does not have a ton of time to get this off before he gets crunched.
Yeah, and the guy's fearless, right? And this is an amazing throw, throwing Amari Rodgers away from the receiver. And I'm glad you mentioned footwork because this is the play I put in for footwork and for his eyes. I love his eyes. But look at this. He's completely flipped around, flips his hips, gets the ball, punch it in, and then watch the way he reads this safety, knowing that he can get behind him.
Yeah, the feet here are so good, right? The footwork to get into the play fake, to get a base, and bing, bam, on the second step when that back foot hits, the ball is out. And the funny thing about this throw, watch this, boom, 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 set, throw. The funny thing is, I don't think the wide receiver actually needs to jump into the air to get that. I think maybe it was on him a little bit quicker than he realized because it's out in front of him. And you know, if you sort of just reach out your arms and keep running, this is probably a touchdown.
Yeah, listen, we talked about this with Tanner Morgan. I did on Tape Don't Lie. And Tanner Morgan's a different quarterback, right? He's small, he's compact. He can make those quick turns. Someone as big as Trevor Lawrence shouldn't be able to do that, but that's why he's so good. And then guess what? You know why he can do that? Because he's an athlete. Look at the way that it's not a juke, it's a little weave, but he's an athlete. And I think people forget about that because of the way that he looks.
Yeah, now look, Ohio State found that out the hard way last year in the Fiesta Bowl. And Clemson, I think some of the beauty of Clemson's play calling is saving the QB run game until they really need it. And that goes all the way back to Deshaun Watson. If they don't need it, they ain't going to do it. But when they need it, they'll come to it and they'll do what's necessary to win the game. If you, for some reason, don't think this guy's going number one in the NFL draft next year, you're overthinking it. He's that good. He's probably the best quarterback prospect since Andrew Luck, who was the best quarterback prospect since, I don't know, ever?
No, I think you're spot on. This guy is an absolute beast. He's a baller. Heisman or not, and he should be one of your front runners for the Heisman, but the reality is he's in a different class than these other guys.
Yeah, I think Dabo was actually really interesting on this. Earlier today, actually, Dabo said if we wanted him to win the Heisman, he could win the Heisman. And what Dabo means is if we wanted to, we'd leave him in the game when we're up 40 points. But Clemson doesn't structure its program like that. Clemson wants a lot of guys to get game reps, and they do that very successfully. And obviously, they win a bunch of football games. So Trevor Lawrence is really good at, like you saw on Saturday against Pitt, getting up early, doing what's necessary to blow a team out, and moving on.